For the past month, I've eaten the same meals every day. Today, I'm going to tell you what they are and more importantly, why. Now, you might think eating the same foods every day is boring, but before I explain how I avoided food fatigue, let me tell you some of the benefits that I experienced. Removing the decision making every single day has not only saved me time, but removed that mental clatter I've had of always thinking, what do I want to eat next? And more impressively, enabled me to stay lean during December when I was drinking like Paul Gascoigne in his prime. My energy's also been more stable and those late night snack cravings have almost disappeared. Now, this probably isn't for someone who loves cooking or needs a lot of variety, but if you're someone who's busy, spends a lot of time overthinking food or constantly falls off track, then this could really help you out. And no, this isn't one of my usual YouTube experiment videos. This is something that happened by accident, but I was so happy with the results, I thought it was worth sharing. Breakfast was 4 poached eggs on toast, and I've basically eaten eggs for breakfast since the beginning of time. When I was home visiting family over summer, my dad would be like, aren't you bored eating eggs every day? And I'd be like, how? Eggs on toast is one of the world's greatest culinary dishes. It only takes about 5 minutes to make, has 30 grams of protein and is less than 500 calories. Now here's the fun part. I'll occasionally tweak what I have with my eggs, to keep things interesting. Some days I'll have tomatoes, sometimes maybe an extra sauce or avocado. The options are limitless. And I know avocado adds calories, but I'm not tracking daily and I'm trying to eat intuitively. Some days I'll eat a little more, some days a little less, and it'll balance out over the week. My lunch and dinner, I order my food from a local restaurant, and this is kind of where the accident began. I really like this place, but it's currently rainy season here in Bali, which means sometimes you can't order food. And because this place is quite far away, I started ordering 2 meals, which ended up being my lunch and dinner. Lunch would be white rice, fish, chicken, tofu and tempeh satay, green beans, onion and garlic. And dinner would be red rice, double chicken, tempeh tofu satay, moringa, spinach and coconut. The first time I ate here, I generally thought the food is so good, I could eat that again. So I did for the next couple of months. Similar to breakfast, I will make the occasional swaps of these to keep things exciting, like swapping the sambal for peanut sauce or the chicken satay for the chicken pepes, which I'm still not 100% sure what it is. Alongside these meals, I'll also have a coffee, a protein shake and whatever fruit I fancy. Across the full day, I'm roughly consuming around 2,400 to 2,800 calories and around 140 to 180 grams of protein. Again, I don't track every single day, but I know that I'm pretty much covered. And because most of the foods are whole foods, it's actually really difficult to overeat on this diet. And now the real benefits. I've become way more productive. I didn't realize how much time I'd spend throughout the day daydreaming about my next meal or next snack. Taking those options away and just having kind of like set meal plan really helps you focus and not waste your time thinking about what you want to eat all day, which I didn't realize how much I actually did. Also, my craving for sweet treats in the evening is dropped dramatically. It's like my body knows what is coming, what to expect, and is completely satisfied. And from a physique perspective, it makes staying lean incredibly simple. You know you're hitting your protein, you roughly know your calories, and if you want to tighten things up, you can just eat a little bit less, and if you need a bit more energy for performance, you can just eat a little bit more. And a couple of times a week, I do eat out with friends, and then I'll just eat whatever I want, and it's really made that experience a lot more enjoyable. I did input everything I'm eating into a food diary, as well as consult with my nutritionist, ChatGPT, and it turns out that it's a pretty balanced diet, and the only things that I was possibly missing was oily fish and red meat, which I do now incorporate once or twice a week. And if you want to try this yourself, here's the simple structure. First, work out your protein and calorie target. Then you want to build 2 to 3 meals that you generally enjoy, could eat every day, and help you get towards this target. If you've got a family, it might be a bit more difficult at dinner time, but a lot of the time breakfast and lunch is eaten alone or quite quickly, so you could just simplify those meals. You could even make your breakfast and lunch high protein and low calorie, so when it comes to dinner time, you can really enjoy yourself with your family or your partner, knowing that you pretty much hit your targets for the day.